It's not really. Oh baby, we're at top four now. We at top four. Yesterday, Mango came in at five. Choo. Bang, banging, banging half he showed against Goliath. That was genuinely unreal from the fruit that bears the fruits of his hard work, That was horrible. I'll never ever say that ever again. But one thing I just wanted to say is International CS is back. I was watching Blast last night, and I'll be watching it again tonight. And it's just so enjoyable to watch CS again. It's been too long since I haven't watched CS, bro. And now it's back in full swing, and it's exciting. And we got we had Mango in yesterday's demo. Mango's also going to show up in today's demo, but not for energy, for Goliath. So this is a bit of an older demo, and his teammate was one player who had a banging past couple years, really good 2020. Unfortunately, due to reasons that I don't know of, he's no longer playing full time in 2021. And without further ado, it's going to be Massacre coming in at number 4. I think Massacre overall, top player, top aim, top rifler, really good ability to cause the enemy team problems on whatever side of the map he's operating on. And I think he's solid overall, really good rifle on him. And he really has the ability to pop off at pretty much any time possible. So, like, for example, this game, where arguably the biggest upset of the year, everyone thought Telkom vs Game Masters was going to be ATK Goliath Grand Final, but actually Dynamic turned up in this one, and we already watched a demo from this, which was from Dweezil's performance. But the top performer of the server was actually the man himself, Massacre. And throughout each of these matches, throughout each of these maps rather, it was consistently Massacre topping the scoreboard for Goliath and putting up positive numbers, which shows that Massacre still showed up when times were tough. At Metal State, Massacre was overall the best player for Goliath, had the best stat line, most kills and best kill differential, so top class there. He wasn't playing at Eve Sports because that was after the roster change came in for Goliath, where they took out, or Massacre dropped to the bench rather, and they brought in Elusive and Dweezil, so there's no stats there. Sure Strong, pretty standard performance for Goliath as a whole, as they under pretty much underperformed at Surstrong, where they unfortunately dropped down from to energy. But so the stats weren't the greatest there from pretty much everyone's point of view. But the one we're going to look at specifically is going to be this matchup on Mirage for this older demo, 1st of April 2020 ESEA Open Season 33. This is against the old Big Five roster. Dora and Slow will be the two names that sound most familiar to people. And Mango's on this team as well, but Massacre had a pretty banging T-side Mirage rather. 18-3 on the T-side, only dying three times. And what we're going to see when we watch this demo is, I'll actually get it going while I talk over it, is this whole demo, we're just seeing Massacre's sheer ability just of how he can so easily cause the enemy team problems on the side of the map that he's working on, the side of the map that he's going to be probing, that he's going to be sticking around with, the side of the map that he's showing presence. He's so good at knowing the right time. Really ugly duel going down at Cats. Okay, interesting start. ADM's going to open up with 2. But I think throughout this demo we're going to see Massacre's sheer ability of real good CSIQ, knowing when to push, knowing when not to. He actually spots a player top ticket. He's actually going to take that duel. But we see Massacre's IQ in this T half. He knows when to lurk out Palace, when to lurk out Ramp, when he needs to make a play and his team is in a man disadvantage, things like that. Only dying 3 times, which shows how super effective was in this lurk role that he played on the T side of Mirage. So it's a 3v3. Jungle control is going to go the way of Goliath. There's a player towards CT, which they know of, and a player towards Ticket. So now they just got to suss out where the last player is. There is Purple coming through lowers to regroup. ADM's going to take out Custom towards Cat, which does mean a player towards Tickets and a player towards CT as the last 2 positions in which the CTs are. 2v2 now. gonna try press the issue. Zip Zip and Massacre. I really wish Massacre carried on playing here, but as I said, I don't know the reason as to why he's not. I don't want to say anything I'm unsure of, anything I haven't fact checked upon. But from what I understand, he's on the bench of Goliath now, and he's not going to be playing full time, which is a bit of a shame considering he's a top class player. I think any team that had Mask in them would feel the result of a player like him leaving the team or getting dropped from the team or not playing in the team effectively is what I'm trying to get to. But this is the position we're going to see him occupy at the start. Is going to be a bit of a passive T ramp hold, and again he's just going to be the player that's going to, if his teammates come up con, he's going to let them take contact and then lurk out ramp and try to get a couple of kills shooting players in the side of the head. But one thing I want to allude to, which is going to come up quite often, is we're going to see how Massacre chooses to lurk out. When he chooses to lurk out, he shows presence, and even then after showing presence he still chooses to lurk out in some positions and some others. But mainly what he's doing is just this side of the map. He's just making sure there's no CTs getting free info, no CTs pushing up super aggressively, starting a flank, and he's just patrolling the side of the map. So actually going to group up for this A hit. And Massacre might just run in first. ADM is low, so maybe he's going to go first. But again, they're just going to contact it out. Massacre still has a full belt utility bar of smoke. So we are going to see how they choose to hit this. Mango is in connector with a P shooter. But again, they're just going to super slow contact walk out ramp. See the benefit, default push the issue and take out Dora. There's the bomb site, free, open, and the entry goes Massacre's way. So he's currently 2 kills to the good, with still 16 more to go in this half, which is pretty solid. There we go. Another sick frag onto Tuckborg. Just damage mitigation. It's an anti-eco at this stage. And yeah, I think as I said, I think any team that had Goliath, any team that had Massacre on their team and him no longer playing, I think that team would definitely feel the repercussions of that, just because of the player Massacre is, the sort of numbers he can put up on the server, the effect he has on the team, and again his CSIQ and just how he shows it in the server and how he shows up, how he can put up big numbers. And we saw that against Dynamic. We saw when his team unfortunately wasn't firing in the second and third map, he was still the player consistently putting up numbers. He was the player going toe to toe against Weasel in that second map of Vertigo, which was a bit of a touch and go map for Goliath. Unfortunately, they lost it out, and Weasel had an absolutely stellar performance on that map, and Massacre was the player going toe to toe with him. So this is going to be the position we see Massacre obtain throughout the most of the half. So it is going to be another full eco, and he's just going to try to lurk out this position. He does know that the other team's on a full eco, so there's not really much to be scared about. He's just going to try and make space, clear the bomb side, make sure there's no stack, and we get a free kill in the meantime. And that's one thing that's important, is when you know the enemy team is low on resources in terms of weaponry as well as utility, you don't really just want to be rushing into bomb sites completely blind, like pillar smokes on B, flashing, running out, because all you know is there's 5 players there with deagles, double body shot. The round goes to cuck. But one thing teams need to do more often, I think, is just send one player over to one side of the map, lurk out, just check that it's not a stack or it is a stack, and then your team, the other 4 of your team or the other 3 of your team, can just react on the other side of the map. Or if the bomb site is clear, like it was in this case, you can just regroup over towards that bomb site and choose to hit that in the end. So this is going to be the full buy round coming out from Big 5 now, which has been a recently a bit of a dismantled roster, no longer with us at the moment. Massacre is going to be taking up his palace position once more, just throwing out utility. Big 5 are going to play retake, and a sick frag from ADM over towards Tuckborg and CT there, which means the bomb's going to be planted triple for ramp, and Massacre has got this Mac 10 underneath belt, which isn't going to be the greatest in terms of long range duels, so he's going to actually move over towards gate corner, which is probably a more favorable position. So when the CTs do run into the site and Adara takes contact, Massacre can actually swing out to get a frag, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do. Yeah, he actually spots Kanye over towards CT being the last player, and he's still going to try to push the issue. He's got nothing to lose. He's got a Mac 10. He knows Kanye's got at least an AWP, so he's going to try to push the issue, and that's what Zip Zip's going to do as well. But Zip Zip is going to fall, and Massacre's actually just going to choose to send this in for good amount of money in the bank, which means he can drop over some guns to his teammates. He doesn't need to needlessly lose his life when it's important for Goliath to build up their economy on the T side. But as I said, I think I'm excited for this international CS to come back. I've been watching Blast as of yesterday. It was G2 Furia as well as EG Astralis. But I'm keen to watch my boys Complexity go at it again, you know. Unfortunately, they're not playing with Poison. They're playing with Yugi, which no AWPers like Poison. I'm kidding. I just know Poison's a top AWPer. And just keep in mind, this is before the Krieg got obliterated into existence, pretty much. So this is still the super overpowered Krieg. But yeah, I think Poison's a top AWPer. Oh, the drive-by from Tukbok. But yeah, I think Poison's a top AWPer, and it's rough that Complexity have had an extended period when they can't be playing with their full 5. But I'm still going to be excited to see what sort of numbers they put up. Let me know in the comments down below what sort of teams you guys support, who your favorite player is, whether it's South Africa or international. You can always let me know. And yeah, I'm just overall excited for international CS to come back, and can watch some more demos, can watch some good international CS, can listen to Launders and Scrawny shouting at the monitors, which is always sick. They're probably my favorite casting duo. Just how they bounce off each other. The color casting of Launders is pretty phenomenal, and Scrawny is probably one of the best play-by-play casters in the world, in my opinion. I think he has a really good ability just to keep everyone entertained, keep the round flowing, always have the conversation going. I think he's a top caster. So they're actually going to hit B here. Oh, Goliath. They do have Mango, I believe, that is towards top con, as ADM and Co are going to push the issue over towards the bomb side, which means there's going to be a 5v3 post plant, which I assume Big 5 are just going to choose to save the weapons. So there should not really be anything to write home about. Gonna see if they can hunt in the meantime. Don't find anyone. 5-1. We haven't really seen Massacre pop off just yet. A bit of a slow start at the T side, but remember, this is an 18-3 T side. I think it's especially important as the lurker that the main points of being a lurk, like nowadays in CS, you don't really have set roles like you did in the past. You didn't have an entry, a second entry, a support, a lurk, stuff like that. It's not really as set in stone as it is nowadays, as it was. But Massacre is going to be playing this lurk role, which basically entails that he just can't be giving up. He just can't be giving the CTs free info one side of the map. He's showing presence so that the CTs can't be getting info towards Palace. He does know that ramp is open, and that's just one of the parts of the trade. You can't be taking both with one player. But he's just going to be showing some presence, which means his teammates can come up connector and take some contact. He's now they're going to swing out of Palace with a good flash towards CT, and Mango and Massacre are going to peek together. I think he may have spotted someone towards jungle there. The AWP shot just does fire off. Gonna nade. He sees the barrel, and he takes out Kani. 3v1, Customs the last player over towards CT spawn. And now Goliath have got a really good setup here. Adaro rather, has got the exit towards jungle. ADM and Massacre are playing inside, so basically Custom is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He can't save the gun, he pretty much can't win the round. ADM's going to play contact. As soon as ADM gets contact, Massacre's going to be able to swing out. But they're just getting a bit impatient. They know there's no time on the clock. So they're just going to push the issue towards CT, and Adara is going to take out Custom. 6-1. Another round where Massacre's not able to get a frag, but you know what that means. You know, an 18-3 half and he doesn't get a frag means that there's a multi-kill round incoming. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's multi-kill round incoming. So one thing Massacre's doing is spots back to the ground, nice frag, takes out slowly but gets traded up by Tuckball. One thing Massacre's doing, which is very important for a lurk, is to stay unpredictable. You can't be going Palace every round, throwing the exact same molly, the exact same flash. You can't be doing that every single round. You have to change it up, because eventually you're going to be met with some aggression, and you got to learn to change things up. So that's what Massacre did last round. He went over towards ramp, got a frag, which shows that you got to change it up a bit. You can't be playing the exact same sort of style every round. You can do very similar things. Maybe you have a set ramp sort of protocol, you have a set palace sort of protocol, which is perfectly fine, but you got to alternate them at least, or you got to change it up now and again. Two rounds go ramp. Nice frag onto Takbok there, lurks out pretty nicely. His team has taken contact over towards B. They've actually taken down 2 frags in the meantime, so he knows that there's probably a good hole in the CT defense where he can lurk out Palace. He knows the jungle AWP is probably not going to be posted that position. He probably rotate over towards B, which means that there's probably one play on the A-bomb side, which also play over towards default, and a good frag comes out from Massacre, which pretty much solidifies the round when the bomb's going to be planted. ADM is going to be planting triple, and Massacre is going to be making sure that no shenanigans are happening over towards the CT spawn. So just what I was saying is, maybe you have a set ramp protocol, maybe you have a set palace protocol, but the important thing is you have to be changing things up. You can't be doing the exact same thing for 15 rounds and a half, because obviously the CTs will catch on to it, they'll catch you out. Maybe a delayed palace push could be the thing. They think, oh, he's going to throw a molly eventually, so let's push him. Let's delay the push 5 seconds and see if we can catch him with ult in his hand, stuff like that. So what Massacre is doing is he's being very thorough in changing up his approach. One round go ramp, one round go palace, which is an extremely important aspect for how a T lurker should take place. So it is going to be pretty much a default this round, 1-3-1. And there's multiple different approaches in how teams play Mirage. You can take mid with 3, you can take mid with 4, and just leave one lurker towards Palace or towards B apps. It all changes. You could even send 2 people towards apps. One of them goes lowest. There's your 3 players middle eventually, stuff like that. But he's actually going to utilize this poor ramp smoke from Takbok, lurk out with it, get the frag, especially going a man down in the round. He's going to rest things back. Zip is going to help him out, which means it's going to be a 4v2 once more. And he can't push just yet, because his teammate's coming up ramp. He knows Kani's going to feel pressured. So if Kani either stays in his position, he's going to get fragged anyway. So Kani's just going to try and make a play, and that's just going to be a free kill for Massacre once more. There's no real need for Massacre to push out just yet. If he pushes out before his teammate's up Kani can get a frag, and Kani can reposition over towards ramp, which means it's effectively a poor timing on Massacre's push. So it's important what Massacre does there is he understands his teammates only towards the bottom of Con. He just has to wait a bit. He knows if Kani stays in sandwich. He didn't know Kani was a sandwich stairs area, but he knows if there is a player towards that position, if they wait, they're going to get fragged anyway, or at least traded. If they push, that's exactly what he was ready for. So great round coming out from Massacre once more, and that's the first multi-kill round we're going to see from him. 2 frags in that. But I still think he's yet to necessarily turn things up. He's yet to really put some important numbers on the board, but he's doing his role to really good effect over towards the T side of Mirage. Again, denying the CT's info towards this side of the map, which is extremely important. You can't let the CTs take free information towards one side of the map and stack the other bomb side. That is a big no-go. Especially on CT Mirage, where you can be extremely potent, you can be extremely vulnerable to that sort of stuff. It's very easy to make some sort of info plays. He actually spotted a player over towards CT. It is a 2v4, so he does have to make a play. He's going to catch one into the low HP of Takbok. Knows that one's over towards CT. A molly towards Ticket's going to flush the player out, and a missed AWP shot towards CT means that this means possibly going to be a round win from Goliath. He's actually going to catch Slowy as well, which means it's a 4v2 turn 2v2. And I'm not sure who the player is towards Cat. I think it could be Zip. He's going to be walking up Cat while Massacre's taking all this attention on A. He showed so much presence. Zip is being super quiet towards Cat. Massacre's just going to try and find another frag and a sick readjustment on towards Custom. Means that they know the AWP is towards CT. That means the B bomb site is vacant. That's why Zip is just going to run onto the bomb site, get the bomb down. And Massacre's just going to stick around for this rotation if it does come in. He hears the player, swings out. Great round from Massacre. 4v2, 2v4 rather. And he gets all 4 frags in that round. Great round from Massacre. He knows he needs to make some sort of a play. His team is 2 men down. Makes a play out ramp. Gets 3 sick frags. Allows the bombs to be planted on B. Then Kani knew that a lot of the pressure was coming on A, so he thought that he'd stick around that side of the map. I think the bomb was going to be planted there, but actually just planted on B. And Massacre did a really good job of winning that round pretty much single-handedly. And again, he's going to go over towards Palace again. Important, denying info for the CTs. He's actually heard one over towards ramp. Pretty aggressively towards ramp. So that's why he's going to leave Palace completely. He's going to go back towards ramp and see what he can do. He's going to be patrolling this area of the map, making sure there's no shenanigans happening, making sure there's no super aggro play happening. So he may even go back towards ramp and clear out this position and wait for his teammate, which is going to be pretty important. Or, again, he's going to be doing the lurk roll. He heard that one's aggressive ramp, so he's going to allow his teammates to take contact in connector first, and then he's going to come out ramp afterwards, which means all the attention is going to be drawn to the connector players, and he's going to try to shoot some players in the back of the head. And this is where Massacre's CS IQ comes in. Okay, Adara's taken out Tuckbork. He's going to be clearing ramp. He's actually going to find that it's completely vacant. So, Big 5, they got the info early. There's actually the player he was looking for. I assume he could have pushed Palace on the timing. He's actually going to catch our custom. That player could have come from anywhere. Maybe he was the ramp player early. Actually, almost nailed himself. Maybe he was the ramp player early that actually went back Palace. But what Massacre's just doing there is just playing his life. Getting the pincer going on ramp where they thought a player was, where he heard a player was. And just play the round super effectively from Goliath's point of view. Again, the CSIQ is shown from Massacre. Not throwing his life away pointlessly. Just showing that he's just going to be waiting for his teammates, waiting for a good position for him to come into full effect, being this lurk role. And again, he's just this player patrolling the side of the map, making sure there's no shenanigans going on from Big 5. Not getting any free info. Massacre's just playing this pretty much perfectly, not throwing his life away, which is extremely important for someone who has to patrol a single side of the map. You can't be throwing your life away, making reckless plays. You have to just let the numbers do the work on the one side of the map, and then you got to pick off the scraps. And especially when you're picking off the scraps and still putting up an 18-3 half, it just shows the sort of impact that Massacre has in the server. So an AWP shot has just been rattled off over towards CT. And he's actually spotted the player reposition over towards Sandwich. Nade and Molly in response. Excuse me. And an apps push has actually come in from custom, which means the B bomb site's probably going to be clear, especially with the advanced position of Adara, Mango, teaching me how to count, get 3 kills in the round, 12-1. And again, Massacre, it's all about conditioning. He's conditioning the CTs into understanding that there's always a player towards ramp and Palace. They can't be making any sort of reckless plays, so they're going to smoke off, molly off, etc. those positions, and he's doing that to good effect, keeping them in check and then choosing to lurk out at pivotal times. And again, as I said, switching things up. He's going towards ramp now, playing it a bit more aggressively this time. He's going to look for a bit more of an aggressive lurk. He hasn't done this once, that's why he's going to choose to do it now. Just walk out ramp, catch out Tuckborkers, try to push Palace. Perfect coming out from Massacre. A really good showing. He understands he's been playing Palace a lot more often. He's been showing presence in Palace a lot more often than he has showing ramp. And he's going to get a very important frag towards that position of the map. Flash towards stairs as they're going to try to choose to accelerate towards the A bomb site. They do know how to play a sandwich in con. Again, Massacre is just showing presence, helping his teammate, as his teammate Zip is actually going to get the knife one towards Kanye. All he's doing there is Kanye knows the A bomb site's being hit. Massacre's just taking all the attention, and Zip gets a free knife. So now it's 13-1. And this hasn't been a super flashy half from Massacre. It hasn't been super insane. Yes, he got that sick 4K. But for the most part, it's just been Massacre doing his job to really good effect. So Goliath, they're just going to choose to hit it up with a fast A play to end it off. A nice frag on towards Tuckbork from Massacre there. But again, this half has just been Massacre just doing his job. Actually, it's a 2v2 now, so it's going to be a pretty rough end to the half. 2v2, Adara's retrieved the bomb. Massacre's got a pretty nice position in Palace. Flash towards CT allows him to clear out that position. He's going to hold CT while his teammate plants the bomb. 2v2 post plants. Couple mollies, couple flashes. They're actually going to try to take a fight here. Deep flash towards CT. Dodge going to try to take a fight, but he's actually going to take it up with Doge. Now it's an old baby Massacre 1v2. Let's see if he can win it out. Nice frag on towards Doge there, which means it's now 1v1. Him against Custom. Custom's position's known. Massacre's just going to try buy time here. Bomb, smoke on the bomb. The team get tapped. Custom swigs out. And that's just great play from Custom. Wins the round 13-2 half. But I mean, for the most part, it's just been a massacre masterclass on the T side of Mirage. As I said, doing his job, getting important multi-frags where matters most, and just putting up good numbers consistently throughout the year is pretty much what he did. Unfortunately, as I said, he's not in the main 5 of Goliath. I'm hoping to see what happens throughout the year. Maybe he does integrate himself back into that lineup. As I said, I don't know the reason as to why, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good reason, because it's a big loss for the whole of South Africa to lose a top player like him. But that's it. That's that being said, Massacre coming in at number 4. So yeah, Massacre coming in at 4, which means tomorrow we're going to be getting into the top 3. Tomorrow 3 p.m. Keep an eye out. You'll be seeing number 3, the third best player in South Africa in my opinion, in your subscription box. So subscribe, hit the bell icon, so that you know when that video comes out. Every day at 3 p.m. uploading these videos. Massacre's coming in at 4. The question is, who's coming in at 3? Let me know. Who do you guys think's coming in at 3? Let me know in the comments below. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed. Share it with someone. It really helps a lot if you do so. But ultimately, that's all for me today, guys. And catch you on the flip.